Shalom, shalom, everyone. I hope everyone's been blessed and understanding, edified mentally, physically, spiritually, and wordly on what all we need to be doing in these days and times. I hope you all had a blessed Feast of Tabernacles. This is the 8th and the last day. By the record I'm going by of the Feast of Tabernacles. So this is a Sabbath day. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd. I had to do another vid, a fresh vid, and hopefully this will clean up some of my previous vids when I was coming to you in the spirit, in my meditation, off that strong. And I reviewed some of them vids because the way I posted, I say what I say, you know what I'm saying? What's in my heart, you in the spirit. And I upload it. I don't edit it. I don't go over it. I go over it after it's put up. And I was laughing, cracking up myself, like, dude, you taking all day. I don't want to bore nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta, I had to understand that when people be watching, they might not be in a laid back mode like that, you know what I'm saying, as I am. But I do it all from the heart. Shalom, love you peoples. But anyway, like I said, I had to do a vid to kind of clean up all the old ones, tighten them up, and we gonna get right to the point on you. And then I'm sure I done probably mentioned some of the stuff I might mention today in my previous vids. I don't remember sometime what all I say, but most, I try to say the stuff we need to hear, the potent stuff. Because nowadays, in these days and times, the enemy is trying to be potent on us and doing a whole lot of extra, but it's going down Titanic, baby. Shalom. All right. Let's see what I got so far. I guess I'm gonna call this truth. Truth. And this is everything I wrote down real quick. How can you forget Mark chapter 6 verse 22? And I wrote down, how can you forget? So let's see what we got. Uh, 52. 6. Mark 6. 52. All right. And they considered not the miracles of the loaves, for their heart was hardened. All right. As a child, when mom, used to tell me stuff, when my mom used to tell me stuff, and then you hear it, you see it on TV, the colors of the people's skin and all that portrayed might not have been on point, but we still know the foundations. We still know the basics. I am the Most High parted the Red Sea. All right. He freed his people, the children which he chose, which he adopted out of the land of Kemet, Egypt. Same thing. All right, when one hears that, I know what I remember when I was a little kid. When you hear, who else can part the Red Sea? Who, the Creator? This is His world. You understand that as a child. Hey, whatever the Most High want to do in His world, that is His business, and He's gonna do it. Who's gonna stop Him? So that's why. How can you forget? So where is your faith when you feel that You being shortchanged some kind of way, or something ain't adding up for you, or some kind of way you're not so-called happy. I did the quotes, quote unquote happy. How can you forget? What is your faith weakened or something? What is your foundation of life? What is your drive? All right. What are some of your goals? What is you trying to accomplish? To where you could to where your faith will be weak, to where you forget that the Creator parted the Red Sea and freed us, freed his people, and I'm claiming Hebrew. He freed our people, our ancestors, from the hand of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? That means he's in charge forever. So it shouldn't be a problem, son. I mean, we're workers. We work. We're not lazy. Even the Most High had to work. So if you sitting home being lazy, that's a super problem. If you want slaves, you ain't no better than commit. Yeah, that's a super problem you got going there. You need to connect. You need to correct that, buddy. You know what is your foundation? You know, I try to work all the 6 days that I'm alive. But on my 7th day, I don't care what it is. I'm not working. You know, I'm not working. You know, and then we gotta look at work. All right. But then you gotta also look at when Hasama came for the people and gave us it was really a more lenient covenant. It was still the same. It was still based off the laws of Moses, but it was lenient. It was more spiritual, to where the people who thought they knew, the crooks who thought they knew Moses' law from back and forth, they weren't even on point or whatever with what Hasama had to say, and the way he came and fulfilled the law, because they weren't spiritual. So that chopped them in half. They were running around lames again, all over again. All right, and as it is written, I mean, what is it better to do on the Sabbath? To do good or to do bad? All right. So even though we know we don't supposed to work, and the Holy Spirit tells me, you know, work is anything strenuous, because as it is written, on the Sabbath day, we don't even supposed to heat up food with fire. All right. And it says we do not supposed to draw water. All right. Now, back in those days, drawing water was real strenuous work. All right. So that you got to look at work like that, you know, odd and end stuff. As it is written, the children on the Sabbath, when our ancestors first learned of the Sabbath in the wilderness, the children seen someone on the Sabbath day carrying sticks of wood, like moving them around his area where his tent was or whatever. You know, that's that's work. And they killed them. They killed them for that. So, you know, we don't do nothing strenuous. But not to get too far off the point here, how can you forget? If the Most High parted the Red Sea, he freed us from bondage. He defeated 7 nations for us in order for us to inherit this land, the land he sent our ancestors to. How can you forget that? Even though it's 2014 now, it doesn't change, son. This is still his creation. This whole beautiful earth and the heavens, all the heavens, as it is written. How can you forget? How can you forget the miracle that Hasama did with the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes? For they considered not the miracle of the loaves. How can you forget when not too long ago y'all was all huddled up hungry by the thousands, and this man came and blessed 2 fishes and 5 loaves, and it multiplied, and it fed the masses. How can you forget that? For they considered not the miracle of the loaves, for their heart was hardened. Is you retarded or something? Didn't you see this man a week ago or however long it was ago do that and fed everybody? And then you still it's what all right, why was they hearts hardened? Let me see. Pass through Mark 6. We're gonna start at 48. Mark 6:48, verse 48. And he saw them tolling and rolling. Excuse me. For the wind was contrary unto them, and about the fourth watch of the night he cometh unto them walking upon the sea, and would have passed by them, but when they saw him walking upon the sea, they supposed it had been a spirit, and cried out. For they, all right, this one they was on the ship. All right, their heart was hardened. So that's after all right, they supposed it had been a spirit, and cried out. For they all saw him and were troubled, and immediately he talked with them, and saith unto them, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And he went up unto them unto the ship, and the wind ceased. And they were sore amazed in themselves beyond measure, and wondered. For they considered not the miracle of the loaves, for their heart was hardened. And when they had passed over, they came into the land of Gennesaret, and drew to the shore. So this must have been... No, this wasn't when his summer was asleep and the storm came. This was, and I'm not too familiar with what happened this time, but I remember, his summer walked on water. And all right, but this is Mark's interpretation. That's why I don't see no word in here where it says Peter wanted to. The ship was in the midst of the sea, and he alone on the land, and he saw them toiling straight away before. Yeah, and it's different interpretations on how stuff went down. So Mark, I'm not too familiar, but I don't see it where it says Peter wanted to do the same as Hasama did, and he told him, "Come on down, you can do it too." If you have faith, you don't have no faith, you ain't gonna do it. All right, let's see what else I got. Hasama came for who and not for who? Mark 7:26. I was proofreading over this a little bit early, and I was like, I need to do a vid and clean up my delivery only a little bit. I don't got no problem with the other ones. I sit back and laugh at them. You can too. Anyway, all right. Who did Hasama come from? 7:26. Mark 7 chapter 20. Mark chapter 7 verse 26. I'm gonna skip back. Borders. Be here. Feel at his feet. I'm gonna skip back and start from 25. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation, and she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. But Hasama said unto her, Let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it unto the dogs. My interpretation on that, the
woman was a Greek. Greeks, as soon as I hear Greeks, I think know-it-alls. Because they were the ones that seek knowledge, as it is written. Seek all this knowledge. But knowledge is nothing without wisdom. Without wisdom, you perish. And see, and also, of course, when I hear Greek, first thing come to mind is college. And yeah, this, what college you going to? I remember when I was in high school, everybody was there. I come into the class and everybody was all hyped up, and I'm trying to go to this college. This was probably when I was a sophomore. I might have had enough credits to be a sophomore. But nah, I probably was a sophomore, but supposed to have been a junior. And everybody was all crunk. Yeah, I plan on going here and here and here. And I was like, oh boy. For some reason, I was like, but for me, school was really unnecessary. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked it. I liked the knowledge, but all the other riffraff and all that, oh man. And to me, college wasn't nothing but a continuation of that. So my mom, I'm like, hell, I barely want to be here. They talking about what college, this and that. I'm like, hell, I barely want to go. Matter of fact, when lunch come, I might mess around, leave campus, and go home and go fishing or something. For real. Cause I am having a bad day. I'm still sleepy. But I was like, oh boy. We was in ROTC. I was like, and it was more freely in there, so that's why I guess everybody had got into the uproar of what college you going to at, what college you aiming towards at the graduation. And I'm like, I know somebody gonna ask me, and sure enough, Byron, what college you going to? Yeah, I straight up told him, man, think about no damn college. For real, nigga, please. Anyway, all right, dogs. Pretty much he called her a dog. Did he call the Greek part of her a dog, or did he call the Syro-Phoenician of her a dog? All right, was a Greek. So exactly, bam, Greek, so that lets you know Greek is like something added, like college is. And black ain't a race. They hide our races from us, but we'll say black. All right, you go to college or whatever. You black. You Mexican, you white, you Asian, you Hispanic, Mexican, Hispanic, you Indian, the overseas Indian, of course. You know how we break it down, or whatever. But then I guess when you join a sorority or a fraternity, then you become a Greek. So that's like an extra. That's a plus. So this is what the Hodo spirit is telling me. The Hodo spirit, the spirit of common sense is telling me. So the woman was a Greek. So that sounds something extra. Like extra schooling she was probably being a part of. But a Syro-Phoenician by nation. And of course, maybe the Greek would trump her nation because, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like I say, this is freestyle. This is my common sense and the Hodo spirit that's in me to put this out there and what to say. And I haven't did no research on the region, excuse me, or the people from Syro-Phoenician, Syro-Phena, or whatever, you know what I mean? But he called her a dog. All right. And and the most, and as it is written, her summer say, I didn't come